Hey, Module 3, Next Level Living. How are you? You're outstanding. When you start living with more confidence in every area of your life, there's a power that comes with it. There's a joy that comes with it. You don't have to pretend. There's a peace in your heart. I recently said to my partner that my soul feels really peaceful, that it feels really aligned, that I'm doing the things that I want to do in life, that things are matching up. It's because I got my vision clear. It's because I got my legacy clear. It's because I decided what I wanted to do, how I want to show up as a partner, as a mom, as a friend, as a sister, as a person. And so it really makes a difference when you get clarity on that. One of the things that helped me that I talked about earlier is the affirmations. And so to find your voice, to speak up, to say the things that are on your mind is not always easy. But if you say it with a little bit of bitterness, it's going to come across that way. And it's actually going to make things more prickly. But like when I was out there and someone wanted to give me advice about what I should be doing when I was out there shooting those clay pigeons or clay discs. I hate to call them pigeons. Hate to even think of that. Clay discs. And they wanted to give me advice when I had the expert right next to me, the coach, the person that I should be listening to. I didn't need to take their advice. And you don't have to take somebody's advice. Now, I know I had someone in my life that it was very, very difficult for me to speak up. And when I would speak up, my voice would shake, and then I would say it kind of in a mean way because I was already annoyed. But if I had had all these skills that I took with all these leadership courses and all the skills that I took with Tony Robbins and all the skills that I took with Lisa Nichols and on it goes, and Jim Rohn, I think I would be a different person than I was back then handling situations now. Some of the affirmations that I have really helped. Finding your voice is pulling it out of you. It's not when someone pushes it out of you. So some of the things that really helped me is saying, one, I will be confident in all areas of my life. I know that I can push through hard times. I'm going to lead. I will not follow, because even if I lead myself to be a better human being, I am a leader. I don't need others' approval to live my life. This is for you to say, for you to affirm. You can change it how you wish. But I hope that these are just guidance to give you some ideas that I will believe, not doubt. I will believe that I can do it. I will believe that I can get over every obstacle. I'm going to believe. I am going to is different than I will. I will believe is different than I believe. I believe without a doubt that I am going to do this. I believe without a doubt that I am going to be able to create this. Whatever that is for you, start adding in those affirmations. Law of attraction affirmations go back hundreds of thousands of years. So this isn't anything new, and you can be about the woo-woo or not be about the woo-woo. But I'll tell you, the world is coming together a little bit more soulful than it ever has. We're having soulful retreats all over the world. We're having soulful leadership retreats. And in fact, if you want to come to a soulful leadership retreat, you can be virtually online for $97 on February. Soulful Leadership soulfulleadershipretreat.com, or you can come to Orlando and be there with us in person, February 9th to 11 to 12 or something like that. So you want to say your affirmations. I will believe, not doubt. I believe, I don't doubt. I create the things that I want to create. I don't destroy. I don't tear down. I don't make it harder for people. Life is hard enough already. If I don't click with somebody, I simply put them in the bless and release program. Let them go. I have a little glass box that I write their name down on a piece of paper and I put it in there and then I shut it. Bless and release. Feel free to use it. You can create your own box. All you need to do is open it up and write their name and put it in. They can come out of it, but going into it is a big deal and it frees you. Not easy, but done. I will be true to who I am. I am true to who I am. I am true to the person that I am. And do you like the person that you are? And if you don't like the person that you are, what is it that you get to change? I smile often. I am grateful. I'm grateful for everything. The gratitude that you can feel about something, getting up in the morning, having coffee, thanking the people that make the cars, that make the tires, that make the engines, that make the stores, that make the floors so that you can walk into the coffee shop, that make the cups, that make the coffee, who grind the beans. There's a lot of things that you can be grateful for. When you're grateful, it's really hard to be kind of cranky. I'm just saying. I'm grateful. I am a force for good. The things that I'm doing are a force for good. The things that I want to do are a force for good. How can I help somebody in Uganda right now that's eating soy flour and water or corn flour and water for dinner? How can I help them? I took a bunch of protein bars and fruit chews and crackers, and I put them in a box and I sent them over to Uganda to this one person that I friended. I wasn't going to send money, but I was going to send food because they're starving. And when I did it, it cost $400. And I thought, this is not sustainable. I can't do this on my own. So I started to gather other people. And then I thought, what could I do? A force for good. I can create a nonprofit, or I can create something, a GoFundMe that's called Nutritionally Delivered, where I can then have people who don't want to go shopping, but throw money into it. And when I get the money, I send another package. And that's just how it works. And it's good. A force for good. Be a force for good. I defy the odds. People say most people. Well, don't be a most persons. Be somebody that rises above what most people do. Most people. I try new things. Try is a great word. It can get a bad rap. If you say you try and you're not going to do, then Yoda is going to not love us from Star Wars. But truthfully, try is actually an action word that is going to put you into it. I'm going to try this. I'm going to give it a go and let's see what happens. So it's not actually as bad, I think, as some people make it out to be. I push through hesitation. That is a big one, because my first question to you was, if I don't hesitate, I believe that I would what? And so when we hesitate, we step back in our mind, we step back in everything that we're going to do. And what are the things that you've done that you didn't hesitate on, that you pushed through, or that you hesitated on and stuck with it? I went into that leadership training. It was 3 classes. So it was part 1, 2, and 3. Part 1 was 4 days, ridiculous hours, like 6 to 12:30 in the morning, 6 p.m. to 12:30 in the morning, 11 a.m. to 12:30 in the morning, and then 11 a.m. to 7:30. That is a long time. We are not allowed to have our phones during that time. And it was crazy, the ground rules that we had to abide by. So there's things that you can do, and I was really resistant to it. I didn't want to do it. I hesitated. I got into it. I was 2 hours in and I wanted to leave because that's what I did in my life. If it wasn't for me, I'm out. I made decisions quickly, but making decisions quickly can also be a really good thing, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you need to make a decision about getting a program and there's a time limit and only 20 people can come in and working with a coach. So making a decision can be a good thing. But my decision to leave was very quick too, because I was so stuck in my ways. And when I went out to the lobby at the first break and my husband was with me and I said, I want to leave, he said he was fascinated and he was going back in. And there was still 4.5 hours left to go. And we were an hour away from home. So I really had nothing to do other than go back in. I know that that was kind of a divine intervention, and here's why. Because I would have left the very best thing that ever happened to me. Not only did I get through that first 4 days of training, we then went into another advanced 5 days of training. So we went from learning to be aware of ourselves to learning to break through. To learning to break through all those limiting beliefs. I never would have learned all of that. And then there was a 3-month class that you would get together 4 weekends out of the 3 months, but the rest of the time you were in touch every day. And it was a masterful living class. We became certified in masterful living as we learned to work with other people and teams. So why is this so important in life? Because it teaches you the things that you need to know. You can take a class like this all day long. There's leadership trainings all over the place. You could work with me as a coach that went through it and condense it all for you. Or you can just start to incorporate some of these skills that I'm teaching you that are going to help move you forward and move you through that hesitation. But what it is, at first I said, this is a cult because all these people can't be this happy. All these people can't be, I was so skeptical. But it wasn't a cult. I have my own mind. I have my own thoughts. Holy cow. Ever since then, the friends, the family, the opportunities, the success, the money, the income, it's just all been extraordinary. In fact, I really have to pinch myself to say, is this really life now? Because it wasn't that way before. It was struggle, and I was kind of grouchy for a few decades. And it wasn't that I was really unhappy or I thought I was unhappy. I was superficially unhappy and I wasn't genuinely happy. And so that created just a way of being of acceptance. In fact, if I had my book here, I'd show it to you. My first book is Overly Satisfied is Underachieved. How to stop settling for good enough and start getting what you really want. Is our life really about just being satisfied? If it is, I don't think that you would be here. I think that there's a stretch. Now, I told a friend that I wanted to make $5 million and she sent me $8 million that are not real, but they can be turned into real because she said, if you're going to make 5, why not make 8? Who wants a friend that stretches you like that? That's fun. So some of the other things that I say to myself is I make time to enjoy the simple things in life. I make time to go camping with friends when there is no time. I make time to stop and cook a meal with my husband or my kids when there is no time. You make time doing the simple things that you want to do. I make time to walk my dog through the woods when I feel like I should really just jump on this and get all this done. So make time, seize opportunities, set new standards for yourself. New standards where you're like building your confidence till you get here. And then new standards and you're building your confidence. Practice, practice, practice can build your confidence. Stepping up can build your confidence. And so you say, I am confident in all areas of my life. If you say that, put it in your phone, and every single day, whatever time you decide, maybe 10 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 6 at night, I am confident in all areas of my life. It is going to start to sink into your subconscious and start to be who you really are. You're not going to start questioning everything that you do. You're going to have that confidence. I believe and I release the doubt. I believe and release the doubt. You're creating and not destroying. You're a force for good. And these are the things that you're going to do. So you deserve to live your best life. And I want you to be able to do that. I am pulling up one thing that I wanted to share with you, if I can. And of course, I can't find it easily. So just talk amongst yourselves. Here it is. This is what I wanted to mention. This is what happens when you don't look at your notes and you're just like, get off, and you know what you want to say and you know what you want to do. And that was the other thing. When I became a speaker, I worked with a coach and she had us memorize everything. And the very first time I ever stood up in front of all this whole full audience and everybody was looking at me, I couldn't even remember my very first line. I will never, ever teach anybody that way. The way I teach people to speak is know what your first line is, know what your last line is, and know your point in the middle, what you want to say and what point you want to make. And then I teach you to do fillers in between so that you're a really effective speaker, so that you're a really good speaker. I do one where I just pivot to the next level as a speaker, crushing it with confidence as a speaker. So if you want some private one-on-one time, you can talk to me about that. But I'm telling you that it isn't about just getting up there and doing something at a mediocre level. Mediocre is a word that we need to scratch out. It's not for us. We're outstanding. So you have a new mind map that you're working with now. You have a higher confident level mind map. When you start answering these questions, you're able to reframe every single thought. You have a choice. You get to be happy. I want you to replace the words get to. When I say I want you to, it's I encourage you to. I'm not ever telling you anything that you need to do this. And you know, the other thing, be aware of when people say, if you don't do this, you're never going to make it here. And if you don't turn this in, you're never going to amount. Don't listen to the never nevers. In fact, let them roll themselves out. How about if you do write this, then you have more of an opportunity to achieve that? What kind of coach do you want to work with? Somebody that's going to encourage you in a positive, optimistic way? I am unreasonably optimistic. Be somebody who is unreasonably optimistic, because you get to be happy. You get to know there's opportunities for you. You get to know how to make the income. It's not a big secret how you make income. It's not a big secret how you can do affiliate marketing. I can teach you any part of that you want to know. And I love doing that because I love seeing people win. I love seeing people level up. I love seeing people break through, be somebody a year later that they never thought they could be. I love that. I love being able to help people step up. And I don't feel that I'm all that and I'm the only one out there that can do this. All I know is that I am somebody that will give it 100%. When people say I'm going to give it 150%, I already shy away from them because you can't give it more than 100%. So you get to be optimistic about your future. You get to be knowing that there's things that are available to you right here, right now that can create your income. Right here, right now that could give you a $20,000 month, a $50,000 month, a $100,000 month. That's real. Do you need to have 4 degrees? No. Do you need to have 1 degree? No. Do you need to have some passion? And do you need to have some drive? And do you need to get your vision clear? Probably yes. Those are things that you do need to have. Do you need to have 14 years of experience in something? No. And you just don't. In today's world, you can learn how to make money in a way where you don't need all this experience and you don't need all these degrees, because you're deciding and you get to be healthy. So you turn this around every single time and say, I get to be healthy. I get to be optimistic. I get to be happy, and just start getting to be. And, you know, we think if we are gonna be this person and you know, when I do this, when I write this book, then I'm probably going to be that person that I wanted to be, and I will have the things that I wanted to have. No, it didn't even work that way. The book would still not be written. The second book would still not be written. I just needed to be who I was. So be who you are, and then do the things that you want to do, and then just the things that you're going to have are going to come. But don't wait to do something so that you can be somebody. Do you get it? It's not the do, be, have, or the do, have, be. I don't even know anymore. It's being who you are, doing the things you want to do, and then having the things that you want to have along the way. Always ask yourself if this is a story that I'm making up. If I'm talking to somebody and I realize I've said something, I have to stop myself and say, is this a story that I'm making up? Like, that person didn't get back to me. Here's a story. Oh my gosh, they must hate me. I must have said something wrong. What did I do to piss them off? I don't even know. You know, why haven't they? I've left them 3 messages. I don't remember what I said. So my next text to somebody is, hey, I don't know what I've done to you, but I just don't appreciate you not getting back to me. And they're like, what? Oh my gosh, I've been so busy. I've been traveling. I just got off the airplane. I'm catching up with my messages. Like, don't be that person. And I did slide back for a while. It was the old ghost that pulled me back. But let them go and ask yourself, I've sent 3 messages to this person. Oh my gosh, you know, why aren't they getting back to me? Maybe I've said something wrong. Maybe they think I'm stupid. That's a story I'm making up. Why don't I get the facts? Hey, I've been trying to reach you, sent a few messages, hope everything is okay. Oh yeah, hey, sorry, just got off the airplane. I've been traveling a lot, haven't been keeping up with my messages, so sorry, how are you? You don't ruin relationships that way. You keep them alive. It's how you come into it. You get to move barriers out of the way. You get to disintegrate them. You get to take them and make them not a thing by saying, is this a story that I'm making up at all times? So, all right, this is enough for you guys for right now. This is enough for you right now. And I don't want to overwhelm you, overload you, but let's go into our last module so that you can start to crush it with confidence. I hope this has been helpful.